Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm going to record a first video lesson for all of you on economics. So today we're going to discuss a very first topic which is specialization. So all of you are very much familiar with this topic. All of you are very much familiar with this topic as we have discussed this topic in the very first term in our subject business studies. Okay, so what do you think? What is specialization? So as we already know, the process of concentrating and becoming expert in a particular and becoming expert in a particular product or task. Yes. So we can say that if I am expert in economics, so I have the specialization of that product, of that work. Yes, if one can make leather jackets very well, so he has or she has a specialized knowledge of making the leather jackets good. So usually specialization is adopted at different levels in the different organizations or the businesses so that they can make the better and the good quality products. Okay, so there are some advantages which usually are the benefits which usually get by all the organization while going for the specialization. So before moving towards the advantages of the specialization, I want to add something here. You know, in different organizations, the work is divided among the different workers according to their specialization, their specialties or the specialization. So the specialization gave rise to the concept of the division of labor. Division of labor, or you can say this simply that division of labor is the form of specialization in which we divide the work according to the specialties of the person. Yes. So there are certain advantages when we adopt the specialization in our organization. So the very first advantage or the very first benefit of adopting the specialization in our organization or in our task is that it simplifies the task. So which means that the task is very much simplified, so we can easily understand it. So that we can say that the simplified task is easier to understand. Yes. The second benefit of the specialization is that, you know, when we have a specialized knowledge of something, so it increases our interest as well as it increases our job satisfaction. You feel much satisfied while doing a specific task. Yes. Our production quality and the quantity is also increasing. So a specialized person can make a very good product and a high quantity of the product in a very less or a moderate time. So we can say that the quality and the quantity of production also increases. Then, by adopting the specialization, we can help the workers to raise his or her income. So we can say that it raises the income of employees, because when you are having a specialized of knowledge, when you are having a specialized knowledge of something, this means that you can get a good income from the market. You are going to charge much prices than other workers who are not specialized in something. Okay, then the specialists make the employees more skillful. So, with the specialization, your employees become more skillful. So, they are having much knowledge, much skills than before. Okay? Now, as we know, the specialization is having some disadvantages as well. So we are going to see some disadvantages of the specialization as well. Drawbacks of the specialization. What do you think? What are some drawbacks of the specialization? So, the very first drawback of the specialization is that it increases the interdependency. For instance, if one worker is absent today, so your whole production process stops down, because you do not have a specialized worker, or all of your workers cannot perform a multi-talented task. So you have to stop your production. So it increases interdependence. Increases interdependence. Then, if we move towards the second disadvantage or the drawback of specialization, is that by doing work again and again, or you can say that by doing the same work again and again, you are going to get bored. So it increases the boredom in the employees. Increases the boredom in the employees. Then you cannot learn multi skills, so there is the less flexibility in you. So you can say that your employees become less flexible. They cannot easily adjust themselves in a different departments of the organization. Okay. Then, if someone is sick, if someone is not absent, if someone is not present today, so you cannot find the alteration or substitute of that person for that particular day. So, having no substitute of a person if he is sick, if he or she is sick. Okay, so these are some drawbacks of the specialization which the organization usually feel. So these are some drawbacks of the specialization which mostly organization faces. Okay, so what do you think? The specialization is only adopted by the individuals? No. The specialization is also adopted by the business organization, or you can say that the firms, individuals, yes, as well as by the countries, as well as by the countries. Pakistan, if we talk about Pakistan, so we used to export the sports goods, the surgical goods, the textile goods, but we usually do not export the machinery because we do not have much specialization in that products. So the specialization of the countries can be judged by the export of that country. Okay, if we talk about the specialization of a particular person, so all the peoples cannot perform these different tasks accurately, or you can say that like the others. So everyone is having a specialized knowledge of the different categories. If we talk about the different firms, there are many firms which are located in the Sialkot. Like we are having a Maris Forex here, we are having a Forward here, we are having the Stock Park here. But all these different firms are going to produce different products because they are having the specialized knowledge of that product. So these firms usually focus on that product in which they are having a specialized knowledge. Now we are going to see the example of the specialization and then we move towards the worksheet. Now you can see the example of specialization in a table manufacturing factory. So the one person is cutting the wood, other one is scraping the waste out from the wood, and the third one is assembling the wood, and the fourth worker is uh, usually able to, and his job is to polish that wood, and the fifth one is to transfer that table. So everyone is working on its own for the production of the goods. Hence, the work quality is increased, and the worker are able to produce a very high quality good and very goods in a very high quantity. So specialization provides a very good atmosphere, or you can say that it gives out the factory or the business a very good way of working. But there are some disadvantages of specialization as well, which the business or the firm have to face while doing or while, such activities.